Disabled farmer narrowly escaped death seeks assistance to rebuild. Disabled farmer David Hibbert is seeking help to rebuild after he narrowly escaped death when a massive guango tree fell on his house, killing 6 of his goats during the passing of Hurricane Melissa. With no home for neither himself or his 13 goats remaining, Hibbert, also a musical artist, is calling on Elephant Man and Vibes Carter to assist him. Hibbert was featured earlier this year. He was born with his hands and feet reformed and moved around with a tricycle. A disc jockey DJ and sound system operator who goes by the stage name King David, Hibbert has mastered several skills over the years and is also a certified tailor, livestock farmer and butcher. After the article, he received a gift of a Boer goat from a St. Thomas farmer and was said to improve his goat bread and expand his farm when disaster struck. "Me I give thanks for life," he said. "My mother tell me to come over, and little after me come over, the tree drop." Hibbert said during the storm he had to go and release some of the goats as they were trapped under the tree. One was pregnant when the tree fell on its back. She later succumbed to her injuries along with her kids about 3 days after. Some of the goats drowned as they were trapped in the flooded water, which also impacted the community. "Me I go rebuild my house in a concrete," Hibbert said, insisting, "Me want build back the goat pen too. Just need the world to just give me a little help." Hospital nightmare. As the after effects of Hurricane Melissa continues to take a heavy toll on lives of residents in western Jamaica, nurses at the Corner Regional Hospital CRH in Montego Bay, St. James, are complaining of hellish conditions on the job, saying they are forced to coexist with dead bodies as they seek to keep other patients alive. According to one nurse who did not want to be identified, there are dead bodies on the floor where she and her colleagues carry out their duties. They have found the condition even more difficult to deal with amid the trauma that they are already suffering from the horrific hurricane, which has disrupted lives in almost every sector in western Jamaica. "We have had dead patients laying on the floor while we are coding or resuscitating another patient next to them," the nurse wrote in a note which was seen by reporters. "Just yesterday, I cared for a child on the nurse's desk because there was no available bed to care for a 3-year-old whose home collapsed on him during the storm, who has only just made it to the hospital. All this while a dead man was lying at our feet, waiting to be wrapped and shipped to the morgue," the nurse wrote. According to the nurse, the general working conditions are not so bad that running water is a scarce commodity, which makes functioning in a normal way all but impossible. "There is hardly ever any running water for the past 8 days," she wrote. "Nurses have been to pee in cups and empty them into the toilet to avoid squatting or stooping over toilets filled with urine or feces." Efforts to get a comment from Dr. Delroy Free, the clinical coordinator for the Western Regional Health Authority, and other senior health officials from the region were unsuccessful, primarily due to limited telephone connectivity around the region. However, medical professional and lecturer at the University of the West Indies, Dr. Christopher, told reporters 2 days ago that under the prevailing conditions, there is a great likelihood of the spreading of serious communicable diseases. "We are likely to see a resurgence of COVID-19, cholera, malaria, and waterborne diseases," stated Dr. Christopher. "People will need to take serious precautions as some of these diseases could cause death." Regarding the general condition of the CRH, there has become a major breakdown in communication, especially regarding notifying the next of kin of persons who have died at the hospital. The family of Wendy Kinnon, a resident of Flanker who died at the hospital on the night of Hurricane Melissa struck Jamaica, only became aware of her death 3 days later when they visited the hospital to bring her fresh clothes and other personal items. "Because there was no telephone connectivity, they were not able to inform us, so we can't blame the hospital," a relative told reporters. "However, we are not pleased that they have not done the paperwork to release her body so we can take it to a funeral home of our choice. It is going almost 2 weeks and the situation is becoming quite a bother." The hurricane has added to the challenges condition that were already being faced by people seeking health care at CRH, which is currently undergoing a multi-billion-dollar refurbishing exercise, which was sparked by a noxious fumes issue that surfaced in the late 2017. Many persons are forced to spend days on chairs or on the floor of the Accident and Emergency Department due to issues related to bed space. Mackenzie orders immediate cleanup of hurricane debris in Falmouth. Minister of Local Government and Community Development Desmond Mackenzie has ordered an immediate cleanup of debris in the historic town of Falmouth following the passage of Hurricane Melissa, which left piles of garbage and blocked drains across sections of Trelawney. Mackenzie said he has instructed the mayor of Falmouth to intensify efforts to restore normalcy, including the hiring of additional trucks to speed up the removal of waste and debris. I have given instructions to the mayor that immediate drain cleaning must be undertaken, and they must hire extra trucks to assist in removing the debris out of the town of Falmouth, the minister noted. They have started already, but I've said to him, get more trucks in the system to help to alleviate the conditions, Mackenzie added. The minister noted that local authorities have encountered challenges identifying a suitable temporary site to dispose of debris as the cleanup progresses. However, he disclosed plans to seek assistance from the Port Authority of Jamaica to use a nearby location as a temporary whaley station. They are complaining that there's an area that they want to use to dump the rubbish as a whaley station, so you dump it and the trucks can come again, Mackenzie explained. I'm going to be speaking with the Port Authority to ask them to allow it because it is not going to be a permanent dump site. It is somewhere just for the garbage to lay over so that the trucks can have access instead of coming into the town of Falmouth. The minister's directive comes as residents and business operators continue to express frustration over the slow pace of debris removal and concern about health and sanitization in the aftermath of the storm. Mackenzie assured that his ministry remains committed to restoring cleanliness and order in the Falmouth and other affected areas across western Jamaica. Montego Bay business owners urged to reopen where possible. Business leaders across Montego Bay St. James are being encouraged to restart operations on a phased basis. A phased reopening allows businesses to resemble simple chains, rehire staff, and rebuild customer confidence without overextending resources. President of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry and proprietor of the renowned Pier 1 restaurant family business, Jason Russell, said it doesn't have to be a perfect situation, but try to get those doors back open. The restoration of commerce, where we get our employees back to work, is one of the most important first steps to recovery. We must get the businesses open. We have to demonstrate both confidence and resilience, Russell noted. Owner of Smokey's seafood restaurant in Rose Hall, Montego Bay, Lovell Spencer, echoed similar sentiments. Spence noted that his operations were severely affected by the hurricane and have since shifted to the parking lot as the business awaits a comprehensive assessment of the damage. No business sitting around and feeling sorry for yourself. My place was flattened, but I know I have to get back on my feet as quickly as possible, and that's what we have been doing here at Smokey's. Not ideal, but we're doing takeouts. Our customer base has been very supportive, he shared. In White House, Snap's restaurant have already reopened. It reported minimal damage relative to other establishments. Owner Milton Rossi described a sense of gratitude for the recovery progress thus far. I am grateful not to be as badly affected as some other places, and we are backing up and running. I agree that it is important to get the commerce back up and running again, Russell added. The Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, along with its member business, plan to monitor conditions, provide guidance, and advocate for any necessary support from government and partner organizations. NEPA rules out oil spill at Clarendon Beach. The National Environment and Planning Agency NEPA says the oil-looking substance recently seen along Farquharson Beach in Clarendon is not petroleum-based but an accumulation of seaweed and sargassum. According to NEPA, sargassum is a free-floating brown seaweed found only in the Atlantic Ocean, with two species common to the Caribbean. It drifts with ocean currents and provides vital habitat, food and shelter for marine life including fish, turtles, and whales. While sargassum supports beach nourishment, excess built up can lead to erosion and fish kill when it decomposes. The clarification follows alarm from residents who reported that the beach appeared oily and that dead fish and lobsters had washed ashore. NEPA's Director of Environment Management and Conservation, Anthony Mackenzie, told reporters that investigations conducted on Saturday found no evidence of oil contamination. Sargassum, especially when it begins to decompose, can look like oily substance from a distance, and the recent hurricane may have pushed them to the area, Mackenzie noted. However, based on the site visit and tests conducted, there is no indication of oil. He noted that since 2011, the Caribbean has been grappling with recurrent blossoms of sargassum affecting coastal areas such as the Portland Bridge in Clarendon and the Palisades Strip in Kingston. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.